Hello, this is Leon Jimenez with the Phoenix Home Guru. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Robert Depris. He is with Lawyers Title, and he has made a huge difference in our company and how we do business. We're going to talk about that and what title is. Stay tuned. Hello folks, this is Leon Jimenez with the Phoenix Home Gurus. As I said before, we have the distinct pleasure of being here with Robert Depris. He is with Lawyers Title. And we're going to get into a real in-depth conversation, not only of what he does for us, but what he can do for you as a title company. Because title is one of those things that people, it's kind of a confusing process, even to people in the business. Some of the fees, some of the things that happen. The process of title can be very, very daunting to some folks, and we're hoping to clarify that today. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you. You've made a huge difference in our business.
Well, that means a lot to me, and to have the opportunity to work with such a great person and the team and your wife and everything like that is phenomenal.
Yeah, I am pretty special. That is true. But nonetheless, what we have with the partnership with Robert is that he has brought us to a new level with reference to sales technology and customer service. So right now we're in a different era where things are moving incredibly fast. The technology changes on a daily basis. And back in the old days, you could be in the same old way of doing marketing year after year and you'd still be relevant. Nowadays, people are being left behind by the market, don't you think?
Absolutely, they are, and you know, I'm so fortunate to work with such a great company that's invested over $400 million in technology and closes 1 out of every 2 transactions in the country, and so that gives us the ability to invest in the technology that we can take to you and allow it to help you increase your sales every year and grow your business, and not just that, but make your life easier and more efficient.
It really has. I mean, some of the things what you're seeing here, and we're doing this in conjunction with Mark Augustinelli, who is our technology guru. He is the implementing phase of what Robert does. But some of the plans that he's done and how he keeps us relevant, I don't think there's been 2 weeks that have gone by where you haven't just checked in to see how our progress is going. For those of you in the real estate business, you'll know that is very rare. Normally it's a lot of promises that are not kept, and then crickets, unfortunately. So right now, I'm extremely impressed with Robert and how he does things. If you got a second, could you go over some of the things that you introduced us to that have made a big difference in how we do business and how we have been able to really step it up in the last year?
Well, part of it was obviously getting you guys to sit down with Amanda Sue, who is our technology and education director, and she is phenomenal at what she does, and sitting down and seeing where your business is at and what we can do to adjust those little things just within like your CRM, for example, or getting Zillow set up with reviews and all of that, to really get the awareness out there about how great of a team you guys are and what you guys can do for your clients. But then you talk about the different tools like Slide Broadcast, where just for example, where you guys were able to send out and invite everybody to your client appreciation party with one voicemail real quick, and it went out very efficiently, and you got a great response from it. So it's little things like that allows you to be more efficient and communicate with your people.
No, I tell you, the Slide Broadcast is one of those things that I had never even known existed. And I used to think myself as quite the technologically advanced or to the moment person, but as time goes by and as you get busy, it becomes really not possible to keep up with that. And what's happened, like yesterday he was talking about the Slide Broadcast, we were able to send just a voicemail to our clientele. So we're not bothering them. They pick it up at their leisure, inviting them to our client appreciation party. And that was so successful. We have over 300 people coming to that party on Sunday. And that's an annual thank you for being part of our business, but it makes it so much easier if people come in and become part of our community because they became part of our family. And it's not just little gadgets and things like that have been impactful. What he's done is he's brought in and unified our entire system into one area. And him and Mark have been working hand in hand and making us very relevant. And I would challenge, that we're amongst one of the most technologically advanced teams in the area. I really haven't seen anybody that's really on this cutting edge. Not that I'm disparaging anybody, but it takes this kind of level of commitment and somebody like Robert and somebody like Mark to be able to do this for us. Now, taking this little slide away from what you do for us, I want you to tell them about what title does for them in the process. Because one of the things that I've found is that almost universally, people have no idea what you do. Absolutely. No idea of what the fees are, no idea of the process, and how incredibly valuable of a service you have.
Yeah.
Could you talk a little bit about that?
I think there's a lot of confusion about what title insurance is, and that's always, just like car insurance, it really protects your home from any defects or clouds on title. And what a defect or a cloud on title is, maybe an improper change of title or a lien that wasn't taken care of before the new owners came in. Well, then title insurance comes in and they take care of that on the back end for you through underwriting and all of that. Mm-hmm. So, it really comes down to protecting the most important asset of what your clients have now purchased, and making sure that some owner doesn't come back from 30 years ago that had an interest that wasn't taken care of. We protect you guys and your clients from that.
That is extremely valuable. I would never consider doing any kind of transaction without a title, without going through, well, first of all, lawyers, but without going through a title insurance company. Also, what they also do is they bring together all the paperwork, all the funds, and coordinate after the sale has been, after we've come to terms on the contract. Can you talk to us about the process from the time we send you the contract to the time that you actually close the home?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously when the contract's sent through, we will order a runner to come and pick your earnest money up from your house. So you don't always have to stop by the office. We know that can be, a little bit out of the way. And
not everybody does that, by the way.
Yeah, and so, and then once it starts, then we start ordering title from the title department, and start running the reports and the background checks on the houses, and also doing a GI, which is a general index search on anyone that's owned the house or coming in the title to make sure there's no liens or anything like that. Once that's all checked out, and if everything comes, back perfect, and it's just, the deed and then a deed of trust, which is actually the mortgage, and everything looks good, we actually go and pay those off because we are a neutral third party to be able to handle the funds and whatnot from the lenders and close those transactions out. And then obviously we go into the recording and making sure that the transaction closes, which is really what our job is to do, is to help facilitate the close, and to help that transaction go smoothly so that your clients understand exactly what they're signing and all of that information, and that they get a chance to sit down with the escrow officer and really know what they're getting into and sign all the documents. Once that happens, we send the documents off to record. Once they've recorded, then we let you know that we've recorded and the contract is now moved into the new person.
Okay, now that process is not done universally. In other words, if you go back east, what you end up having is a lawyer involved in the process.
An abstract company, yes. Absolutely.
It's called an abstract company?
In some places they're called abstract companies, and what they do is abstract searches. And places like, I know for a fact Montana is one of those, and what they do is they have attorneys that go and do all the legal searches and whatnot through the courthouse. So you've actually got to go to the courthouse. Whereas Maricopa County, we're a little different. We do have everything gone through the recorder, but we have searches that we can do that are done through, obviously, title companies, and do, I like to call them background checks on houses to make sure that there's no clouds. That way the new owner comes in, it's a marketable property, they can buy it without any worry.
Really, the lack of worry is kind of what their stock and trade is. In fact, for us as well, because I know that when I take my contract, when I email my contract into Lawyer's Title, that they're going to do everything on the back end. It's a little like a duck. You don't see anything on the top. Man, they're working like crazy on the bottom. Mm-hmm. And they're going to go through and they're going to do all the due diligence that you need as far as title. And they're going to coordinate with the lender to make sure all the loan documents are put together, and then make sure that there is no issues that happen in the last moment. The title company can really be instrumental in a very smooth close, and sometimes can be a problem. So depending on the title company, I got to tell you, we love Lawyers Title, and they have done a phenomenal job for us. They go to extreme lengths to make sure that you're happy as a customer, and that's important for all of us, because this is the biggest purchase of y'all's lives. This is a big deal. A lot of title companies don't have the patience, because there's some folks that are going to want to read every line.
Yeah. And
there's some folks that just sign, and they have the patience to deal with wherever you are, wherever you want to be. They're going to be there for you without giving that look. I'm sure.
Exactly. Holding the hand through the transaction, because let's be honest, not everybody understands why title insurance needs to be there or why it's so important. Mm-hmm. But you wouldn't go and get in your car and drive it down the road that you paid $45,000 for this car and hope that someone's not going to hit you. Well, you don't want to buy a $250,000, $300,000, $400,000 house and hope that the prior owner didn't have any liens against his name that attached to the property. And that's something that a title insurance company will make sure, and Lawyers Title especially, will make sure that you're taken care of on that side.
Exactly. And for those of you who don't know, if you have a loan, this is required. I mean, we all, as realtors, we all have horror stories of people that bought homes cash and ended up with something called a mechanic's lien.
Yep.
Or ended up with, they had a wife that did not do a disclaimer deed. Or
a perfect example, actually, just had one come up the other day that I did a personal search on, because I used to be in the title department, and I went and ran it out, and come to find out that basically they've gone uninsured for over 25 years and transferred 8 different times. Well, now we have to do a search all the way back, have people sign documents, and we might actually have to do a quiet title action in the court system.
So you see, that's the kind of thing that, again, moving like a duck on the bottom, because he is running like the title company is running like the chicken with their head cut off, making sure that our timelines get met, and they never delay us. Gosh, I want to say this with a surety, but I have not had a Lawyer's Title delay ever. Lender delay, yes, or buyer or seller's delay, yes, but these folks are just so spot on. Now let's talk about the different title policies and who pays for what.
Okay. Typically you have an owner's policy, which is paid for by the seller when they move out, to ensure that the buyer has a marketable property. Then obviously with the lender's policy, the buyer's paying that typically, but that always can be negotiated. Mm-hmm. So that can go either way, and it just depends on that transaction and what the negotiation was. Mm-hmm. So everyone wonders what the fees are and what they're for. Well, that policy is paid for the time that they own the house. So it's not like you keep paying for it every month. Once it's paid for and you own that property until there's new title insurance, that property is insured. Mm-hmm. And that's something that's misconstrued. Is it's not like a car insurance or anything like that. You pay monthly. You pay once, and it's taken care of for the time that you own that house or until it's reinsured again. Which is something, again, that's misunderstood about the title insurance business. And then obviously we've got some other fees like an escrow fee for managing the transaction, because funds have got to be moved and checks got to be picked up and all those different things, so there has to be a charge on that side. And that's a very minimal charge in comparison to the lender's policy or the owner's policy.
I'm speaking from experience here, because we just purchased a property in Colombia, South America. It's a lifelong dream of Adrienne to have a place there, and we were able to.
Congratulations, by the way, on that. That's fantastic.
It is fantastic, but no title company. Realtor only introduces the people to each other. What a nightmare. It was.
So is it like a bill of sale or anything?
It was. There's a process there, and it's very complicated, very convoluted, but wrought with fraud. There is so many places, because at some point somebody's got to give the title at the same exact second that they're getting the actual check, and that is, people have lost their shirts with that. Mm-hmm. In other places. So I have seen what happens personally when title companies are not available, and I got to tell you, it's ugly. And I tell you, I am absolutely convinced this is the best way to go. In fact, if you're my client, I will not advocate more. I will advocate constantly that even if you're purchasing cash, you've got to do this title process.
It's just doing the due diligence and making sure that you're protecting the most important investment. Like I said before, you don't want somebody from 30 years coming and claiming an interest on your property. And if that's true, guess what? You're either going to have to pay them off or give them the property. And that's unfortunate. Nobody wants to go through that for you or for your clients. And we want to make sure that doesn't happen.
It's like the old story about the person who bought the Brooklyn Bridge. All he was buying was a quick claim deed to the Brooklyn Bridge.
Well, funny story. We actually have someone that owns a bathroom stall in downtown Phoenix.
Okay, you got me. What?
But they recorded a deed there. Now, does it mean anything? No, absolutely not. But just as you're saying, anyone can go and record a deed against a property. That's why you need an insurance or a title insurance company, is to make sure that deed's not valid and protect you from that, because that's happened.
You know, a bathroom stall in downtown Phoenix could come in handy. We'll have to look up that list. but nonetheless, no. The process has been very, very good, and with Lawyers Title, the support we've gotten from you guys has just been phenomenal. It is a whole different world from what we've had from other title companies, and we've had some great experience with other title companies. The one we were using previous was phenomenal. The people were great, but they didn't have Robert, and that's the difference. I mean, there's more, because boy, our girl, the people that have been handling our escrows have been phenomenal, but Robert has brought such an incredible value to our business. He is constantly checking in with us. He's constantly dealing. I mean, he's taking time from his day to come and film this. Incredible asset to us. Adrienne and I and the rest of the team have really benefited from his counsel, his guidance. On almost a day. I can call him almost any time and he's going to answer the phone, and that is such a rare beast. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. But thank you very much, folks. Once again, I'm here with Robert Depris. Can you tell them how to get in contact with you?
Yeah, you can call me at 602-799-5545 or at robert.deprater@ltic.com. You can send me an email, text. I'm pretty much available to text all the time. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to help you. And I appreciate you sitting down with me and doing this with me. It's been fantastic. If you guys are looking for real estate agents or a team to work with, this is the guy. He does a fantastic job. He takes care of his clients. He's on top of it. He wants to learn. He wants to be better for you guys, to make sure that you're getting top dollar for your home and you're finding the home of your dreams.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. This ongoing relationship is going to go for a while. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below or contact me at 602-614-6863. If you're a real estate professional, guys, and you're in the Phoenix area, you got to call Robert. I mean, this is
even different. If you're not in the Phoenix area, we're nationwide, and I can connect you with someone in the nation.
I stand corrected. See, so they do things differently, and I think that they are worth a second look if you are looking for another title company. Once again, thank you very much. This is Leon from the Phoenix Home Gurus. Make sure you like and follow. And there'll be links to our website. There'll be links to Robert below. We'll be continuing our series on the process and the professionals that are part of the real estate business. As we go forward, we're going to be talking to lenders. We're going to be talking to folks that are in a repairing credit. We're going to be talking to the whole process, appraisers, everything. So once again, this is Leon from the Phoenix Home Gurus. Thanks a lot, and have a good day.